Something that has been kind of odd about me that people have commented on is that I dress up even when I have nowhere to go. For example, today I'm not going anywhere. Well, not that I know of. And I just dress up for a few different reasons. But even if I'm going to a casual place like um, Target or uh, I don't know, just a little restaurant like In-N-Out Burger or something like that, I wear the same thing. And yeah, sometimes there's sequins. Yeah, sometimes it's flashy because I love to dress how I love to dress. And people would be like, "Ooh, where are you going dressed like that?" They would think that I was going to some sort of fancy event. And they would always be super surprised when I would tell them that, I just dress how I like to dress. It's not about an occasion. I just dress how I like to dress. It's like life is the occasion. Who is it that made these rules that you have to um dress a certain way for certain types of things? I mean, I get it on one hand, but at the same time, I don't know, we just have all these rules, where did they come from? And who did those people have the right to make those rules? I don't know. I'm such a nonconformist, and I'm just someone who got to the place where I was like, why am I just trying to fit in wherever I go? That's not the point anyway. Like, that's boring. I don't like that at all. So I just, like, every day I'm just like, what do I feel like wearing? And today this is what I felt like wearing. And yeah, there'll be people, like this is a kind of a low cut shirt. I'm not trying to whatever. It's a cute little button up, not button up. It has bows on it or whatever. And there will be people out there that'll see this and be like, you shouldn't be showing your cleavage, or you're that's immodest or whatever. And you know what? I don't care. It's just about living in, like, it's your life to live. You're in your lane, you're doing your thing, and you don't have to pay attention to anything anybody else is doing or what they're saying or what they're thinking, which I know is harder than it sounds, but maybe there's something. I'm 46, so maybe there's something about just having more lived experience that gets you to the place where you're just like, you know what? Don't fucking care. And of course, I care to some extent. I'm human, but at the same time, it's just like, do your thing, live your life. So, yes, I dress up even when I'm working from home. The other reason why I do it, okay, I'm going to backpedal a little bit. I used to be the stay-at-home mom, and there was this term that Oprah used on one of her episodes, and she called it being a schlumpadinka. Schlumpadinka. What a cool word is that? So her term for the schlumpadinka term she was using was for that stereotype stay-at-home mom who's just in sweats with her hair up in like a messy bun. That was being a schlumpadinka. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a schlumpadinka. So I was started going through my closet, and I was reading this book that's called How to Make a Difference If You Can't Find Your Keys, or you can't make a difference if you can't find your keys. Maybe it was something like that. Anyways, it was saying in the book to go through your house and ask, like, pick up a thing, spend 15 minutes. So spend 15 minutes and pick up a thing and ask yourself. There were three questions. It was something like, is this useful? Do I actually use it? And like, does it bring me joy or something like that to use this item? Which this was before the whole Marie Kondo spark joy thing. So I started going through my closet, and I would come across these things. Like, there was this sweater that I would wear that was floral, and I wore that sweater all the time. So it was like, do I use this, or is this useful? Yes. Do I use it? Yes. But the third question about how does it feel, to use this, I realized that I felt so, like, I felt fat in it. I just had this feeling like I had given up on myself. I felt lazy. There were just all these things that I felt when I would wear that, even though I wore it all the fucking time. So just because something is useful does not mean that it feels good to use it. So anyways, I had so much depression way back in the day, and I was very obese. And so I felt like there is nothing that could make this body look better. And so I wouldn't even bother to do my makeup. I wouldn't, no matter what I wore, I felt like I felt like I looked disgusting. I'm saying nothing about other people. I've completely shifted how I see all of this stuff. I'm all about body positivity. And, but that was just where I was at the time. And so I just realized that the way that I was dressing was just amplifying a, a, a what do I, how do I say it? It was amplifying an insecurity that I already had. So I started to intentionally change that. Now, a lot happened after I got divorced, and I just was totally in this, like, I'm going to make the life that I want to make. And so I think my daughter's dog is coming around the corner. See, this is all about just doing things imperfectly and letting it be whatever it is. And I'm not going to edit it out. Oh, there he is. Hi, Saki. So, anyways, I started being intentional about shifting how I showed up in my own life experience. And oh, see, this is a perfect example. You can see my daughter walking by. This is a perfect example of exactly the video that I'm making right now. She is rocking this beautiful sequin outfit. She works also. We both have our office spaces here in this garage, and she's wearing this beautiful sequin outfit. And do we have a place to go today? Not that I know of, but she follows the same policy of just dress how you want to dress, be extra. People are so afraid of being too much. I was always told, like, you're too much, you're too loud, you're too soft, you're too sensitive, you're too whatever, you talk too much. And now I'm using that to my advantage. So she's wearing the sequin thing, and it's the same thing when we would go out. It's like, why are you dressed up like that? Well, because I fucking want to, because it's like, why be vanilla? Why blend in with everybody else? This is your life to live, and you get to show up in whatever way you want, and you don't have to have a reason. You don't need anybody's permission. You can wear whatever the hell you want, regardless of where you're going. So I guess this is a very long way to say that. But what I've noticed is that so many women will ask me that when I go somewhere. It's like, oh, where are you dressed, or what are you doing? And when I give them the answer that I actually don't have anything, this is just what I felt like wearing today, you could see this light bulb moment where they're like, what? They're like, you can just do that, you can just it's almost like you could tell that they were liberated by seeing someone else who was doing that. And they would literally tell me, wow, okay, so next time I go out, I'm actually gonna do it. And the interesting thing is that it really doesn't take that long, because sometimes we think that it takes this really long time in order to get ourselves, kind of like looking cute, but it doesn't. I have this, just it's just like a pull-up skirt. It's just throwing on the top, the jacket, some shoes, and then you can do your makeup or not do your makeup. Right now, I just have some foundation, a little bit of lipstick on. I haven't done my makeup yet for the day, but it really doesn't take that long. It doesn't have to. It can be a fun game to play to see how quickly, let's give myself 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is. And let's just see, how quickly I can dress up. And it really does not take more time to dress up than it does just to put on, whatever your normal casual outfit would be. It really doesn't. I mean, maybe it's an additional 10 minutes. I don't know what your thing is, but I've just learned how to be efficient with it. And I've also just kind of let go of the perfectionism where it doesn't have to be perfect. Just like my makeup doesn't have to be perfect. It's just whatever feels good to me. Oh, and that was the other point that I was trying to make, that when my daughter and her dog walked in, that I was trying to make, was that I was in a pattern of dressing just how I felt. So I would dress in a way that I felt. So if I didn't like myself, I was dressing in things that would amplify my dislike for myself. So then when I started shifting that, and I started saying, you know what, I want to do something different, and I started this journey of self care and valuing myself. I just started um, showing up as the version of myself that I wanted to be, and so I would, put my makeup on, and I would dress in something cute, even wear perfume. Because it changes how you show up in your day. It just does. So I would do that whether I was going anywhere or not, and it was amazing, the difference in the way that you act, the way that you interact with people, even the way that you are at home. I would do this even when I was at home and not going anywhere, because it's like, you are worth it. You are worth showing up for, and you are worth um, putting on, the sequins and the, you know, what do you call it? The robes with the feathers and whatever it is that you want to wear. Like, be extra, do your thing. Like, if you love glam, glam it out. If you love whatever your version of that is, I'm not saying you have to dress up, but it can be so fun, and you don't need an excuse. Nobody needs to give you permission to do this. You can absolutely do it yourself. That's all I have to say about that. Love you.